yeah, if you want to watch Justice League, feel free to leave. That's up to you. I will let you know when I start spoiling things, because so right now this is the review, or this is my rant warning. If you want to go in pure on Justice League, leave. Then there's going to be the non-spoiler rant portion, which is me just talking about the basic things, which is all something you can easily get from the trailer. I feel like the trailer is safe. So, and then there'll be another flat-out, full-on warning with the text and everything. I'll pause the stream for like a minute, let you know, okay, we're going to go into spoilers now, because movie ain't worth seeing anyway, so fuck it, let's go ahead and do that. And I'll give you the full nitty-gritty there. So we're going to do, there's those three phases. If you want to go in completely pure, you don't hear my biased opinion, then cool. Awesome, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow me if you want to. But before we continue here, let's go ahead and we're going to dive into the trailer for Justice League first. To make sure we're all on the same page. You've seen the trailer that I've seen, and then you have a basic knowledge of what's going to happen here. So let's do that first, and then we'll come back here in a second.
All right.
Take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
The world remains in mourning after the death of Superman. Violence, acts of war, and terrorism are all on the rise.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Invasion.
I think it's something more. Something darker.
We're asking people we don't know to risk their lives.
Strong man is strongest alone. You ever heard that? That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is. Divided, we are not enough. The world needs Superman. I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together.
Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
As a bat signal, that's your... Oh, sorry. That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Alright. Okay. Alright, so... You ready to do this shit? Let me get the, alright. Let's do this fucking rant, man. So first off, let me say here that, you already know how I do. I try hard, so I got notes ready for this shit. So I did some quick prep work here to give y'all get some notes ready for this shit. Cause there's a lot of thoughts here. So okay, before I even get to the notes though, because we're gonna go over this point by point. Before I even do that, I want to know that trailer you just saw there literally showed you the actual highlights of the final third act climax battle. Like, Aquaman jumping out and YOLO stabbing a minion. That was, and then getting tossed off by Cyborg. And then Batman YOLO blasting a building right there. Those are literally highlights. Like, that's a definitive moment there in the entire action sequence right there. Like, it's almost spoiler territory. Like, if you're tilted by the fact that they revealed Wonder Woman, if you're tilted by the Batman v Superman trailer that's revealed like way too much shit because they're so insecure about ticket sales that they have to like spoil the whole fucking movie to make you want to come to the movie, then you're probably gonna be upset when you see the movie. You see like all that gets spoiled to you. You're like, because you'd be like, oh, look what he did, but it gets spoiled here. Like a trailer, a good cut trailer should like have you teased, dipping wet at the dick tip, and like blue balled and ready to see it. Not like, okay, yeah, you just spoiled the whole like the best parts for me already here. So I just wanted you to know that, like that was that, right? So let's go ahead and get in here to the thing here. So before I start, first off, let's start with the very rift here. We're starting the rant now. So you saw the trailer. If you're still scared, leave, whatever. Let's go here now, though. Okay. For question one is Justice League worth seeing? Justice League, first off, if you enjoyed Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, if you enjoyed it, then it means you're able to overlook a lot of character motivations, plot inconsistencies, like what is even going on in a lot of areas, accelerated character development, and being completely marketed to for the entire film. If you are okay with all that, or if you thought Batman v Superman was good, then you're able to overlook a lot of the details that are at problems here. And you'll be able to still coexist with all those things because they continue in Justice League. Unfortunately, Justice League is a film that is, to me, mostly bogged down by all the bullshit that happens in Dawn of Justice. Also, hang on a second. Let me I forgot to add the notifications here. I'm sorry. Let me make sure that I'm being a good streamer here and that. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Sorry about that. So if anyone like subs or whatever, I have that covered now. I think it's because I missed this one right here. Herb Fabra. Thank you so much for a sub, man. Thank you. Glad to. I actually got a rant sub. Here we go. That's exciting. Thank you so much, man. Next one here we have Dominion Fernie. Thank you for the 13.
AYYYYY.
Thank you for the 30 months, homie. Okay, so continuing on here right now, though, if you are able to enjoy Batman v Superman, then you're able to overlook all the bullshit of that movie, and you'll be happy to know that Justice League is also great too. Oh, Jero, thank you as well, man. Glad to see you. Glad to see you joining the Triac Squad. Thank you so much, man. So we're gonna get into more details about that later on here, but it's bogged down by a lot of the same plot points that were not really cleanly resolved or anything. The good news is there's not any like retconning going on that like undoes some shit. Like you would think this would be like the introduction to possibly a Flashpoint where Flash will just fix everything through some kind of time travel mechanic involved or something like that. Happily can say that is not the case there. Polar Bear, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the bits. So you'll be happy to know that it's gonna be more of the same there. So if you enjoy Batman v Superman, you can enjoy Justice League. If you did not like Batman v Superman, then you're gonna be really upset by Justice League here. And one thing I can say before we get into the details of that is that at least Batman v Superman was trying something different. Batman kills, Superman gets killed, is dead. We're in a more bleak world. There's a lot of like metaphors for the second coming of Christ, or I would think, alongside like what does hope really mean. There are some themes that are being explored, probably probably badly, and a lot of them really confusing. But at least BVS was trying something. But once that film flopped critically and flopped with a steep second week over week drop in
Just here for my mandatory resub flex.
Yo, Deadpool, thank you for the 5 months. All that. What was I gonna say about that here? Yeah, I'm sorry. The Batman v Superman was exploring themes. Justice League doesn't try. It tones itself down a lot and is really more like a vanilla popcorn flick. Like, assembling the crew is pretty much what's going to happen, and you might be bored shitless, honestly, because nothing goes on beyond that. So, and I'll get into what I mean by that here in a bit. So, ultimately, here before I continue any further, is Justice League worth seeing? If you enjoy Batman v Superman, then yes, you'll enjoy it as a casual popcorn flick, but you won't feel much other than that. If you hate a Batman v Superman, is it worth seeing? No, it's terrible. And finally, is it? But again, I know I can't stop you because your curiosity is probably wondering, like, just like, you know, with Suicide Squad and other things, you're like, okay, well, I've seen Suicide Squad. I know how bad really gets. Is it really like that bad? The good news is it's not Suicide Squad bad. It's not BVS bad. But it's like bad in like a different way, because it's corporate cultured, watered down, and I will get into what I mean by that here in a bit. So, if you're wondering here, should I go see Thor instead of Justice League? Yes, you should go see Thor, 100%, easily. Yeah, you'll have a way better time. This, man, yes, it's. So there you go. Is it worth seeing? But ultimately, in my personal opinion, comic book affiliation aside, is it worth seeing at all? I still think no. I think you're better off. Like, you can go see it, but you'll come back and be like, yeah. That's really it. You'll feel indifferent because you have no attachment to anyone, and I'll get into why starting now. So now, all right. So now we can get into this, okay? Ooh, finally. So let's bust out them bad boys now. The notes. Okay. So first off, I got some notes here. I don't have this completely prepared, but I'll go here as fast as I can. So first off, so it has the same scope of problems as Suicide Squad, but it's not the same problems. Whereas Suicide Squad, if you've all seen this already before, you know, is like just like an incomprehensible editing mess that just like introduces every character twice, has that really weird beginning that's like kind of like a flash pop trailer kind of thing going on right there. You know, you have something that was heavily marketed to you as being like a very Joker-centric thing that has Joker in the film only for 10 minutes. You have these huge tonal shifts, and you can just tell where there were reshoots done, where it's like they put more emphasis time on Harley Quinn. They put more time on this like really out of nowhere bar scene. There's just a lot of like illogical fallacies going on in the entire film. The villain's laughable, etc. There's just a lot of it's just a flaming dumpster of problems. And the thing is, in Justice League, it is to me there are the same amount of problems, but they're not the same problems that Suicide Squad suffers through. And we'll get into that a little bit here. So it's not an irreparable mess, though. That's the one I want to bring up here. Compared to Batman, Superman, or Suicide Squad, but it's still not good, and we'll get into that in a bit here. So let's go ahead and that point done. I can actually continue here. Certainly not worth seeing, but I know I can't stop your curiosity, and I do agree with that too. I can't help it either. I did not have expectations of seeing a good movie when I'm going Justice League at this point. But my curiosity, I had to know. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I couldn't help myself. So I did that myself too. So I can't blame you. And I don't blame you. I'm not mad at all if you go see Justice League. But I know people know my opinion about it, and I'm pretty passionate about delivering some critical here. So let's continue to do that, right? Moving on here. One thing I do want to bring up here is that originally when the film was greenlit, when Zack Snyder was given the keys with his production studio to do this big Warner Brothers X DC comic, cinematic DC comic universe, they gave him a lot of power, they gave him a lot of free leeway, and originally Justice League was meant to be a 2-part film. Part 1, Part 2. At some point, though, after BVS flopped massively, like there was a huge upswing at the corporate culture of Warner Brothers that was overseeing the whole thing, and I guess there were some memos and sent to them that like make Justice League a one film now, because we're gonna have to retool everything at this point, and then 2, make sure that the film is under 2 hours, because One of the things I guess I took from feedback here is that BVS was too long, at 2.5 hours long, and people didn't like that. When really it's more the pacing of the film's trash. That's why it feels like it's a 4-hour film rather than a 2.5 hour film. So Justice League had to be like capped at 2 hours. So you had to fit. You had a structure based for 2 films, and then you have to take that and make it to 1 film, and then make it 2 hours or less. That is a lot of plot happening right there, and it's kind of like. And and that's what makes this a really unfortunate thing, because it never had a chance. If you for example in chat here found that Age of Ultron, the second Avengers, was not as good as the first one, there's a reason for that. Because it was a film that was like stuck ham-fisting like fucking all of the let's tie up everything in Phase 2 and get Phase 3 started. And it was like I don't blame Joss Whedon either, because like you have to sit there and like it's like yo, like there's so much shit happening right now. It's like am I gonna get quizzed this later on? Like what the fuck, dude? Like nothing has time to breathe. Like everything happens in Ultron. You're just like okay, and then like oh my god, it's exhausting. Once again, no one dies. Once again, the fucking Ultron, the Age of Ultron. Ultron was alive for fucking 3 fucking days. Whoop-de fucking do. Comes and goes, and it's just like. Anyone important? Oh, and someone has to die, so Quicksilver gets killed because he's like the one disposable character in the fucking film, because everyone else is too expensive to get rid of at this point. So it's like, it's a film that was just bogged down by cinematic universe obligations, and it was a good film second, and a cinematic universe tentpole accelerator first, and that's why Ultron sucks. But that's a different day, though. Anyways, oh yeah, it's 2014. Get out of here with that. You've been seeing that film. Shut up. Or 2015, whatever year that shit came out in. Moving on, though. Yeah, so Justice League was supposed to be a 2-part film. It got butchers of 1, and then got shrunk to sub 2 hours. So that happened right there. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew about that context right there. But we'll get more into about the development of the film in a bit here. Moving on down here. I'm sorry, I have 3 minutes to do this here. None of the motivations or reasons of Batman v Superman carry into this film, so it lacks foundation and logical comprehension. Okay, now I gotta get to this big rant here. So, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, is a film that makes no sense. I think you've all watched before, and you look back and you're just like, okay. So let me get this right, okay. So, at the end of Man of Steel, when you have Superman fighting what's-his-face, and they're all fucking everything up in the whole building and whatnot, that happens, and then he kills him, right? Forget his name here. Sorry, the guy from Krypton, the enemy. Forgive me, I forgot his name, but you know, whatever. Superman kills the main bad guy in Man of Steel, right? Martha. Wait, I haven't even gotten to Martha yet. Holy shit, hang on. Emperor. Yeah, Zod. I said Zordon. What the hell? I'm thinking of Power Rangers here. Zod. Right. He kills Zod, and then in the beginning of Batman v Superman. Also, okay. Also, officially now we're also now in spoilers. So spoilers. And leave if you don't want to hear DC shit. 5, 4, 3, 2, fuck you. Okay, alright, anyways. So, at the end of Batman, or so at the end of Man of Steel, he kills Zod, right? And then at the beginning of Batman v Superman, this is now retconned to where Batman, Bruce Wayne, is actually in the ashes of the building, saving his employees from, you know, the wreckage and whatnot. And it's Superman's fault that, you know, people are dying and shit like that, right? So it's retcon there, and then, like... And the problem here is, like, the motivate... Okay, so the whole film is, like, Batman and Superman's conflict, but, like, you know Bruce Wayne, you know Batman. Batman's not... He's not an idiot. But, like, the reason here that he's, like, upset... He's, like, wanting to kill Superman is so stupid and so, like, short-sighted. It's like fucking Knuckles from Sonic Boom. It's like, hey, I don't like you, hey, cause it's like, dude, no, like Batman's not would never be this short-sighted and petty and stupid. It's fucking dumb, dude. It's so motivation there is fucking stupid, man. And not to mention the film does a terrible job. Like you pretty much need to know. Like, a little context about Batman and Superman to even, like, follow what's going on in the film. And the thing is, I know we all can follow it easily because we all know the basic premise, because there's been a lot of Batman culture over the last 15 years because of the original trilogy, or the Second Coming trilogy with the Nolan films, and people know Superman because he's a very simple character to understand. He's been in the pop culture for, you know, fucking 70 plus years now, etc. But the film does a pretty non-existent job explaining why I should care about Batman and why I should care about Superman. It's just like you should already know who these two egos are colliding together at this point, and it's like just bad filmmaking. I would say at that point. Like I get I get that you can get away with that because it's those two people, but I still feel like that's kind of like that could have been handled a little more finesse in that regard. But let's go back here though, right? So, anyways, though. Because I have to explain here what's wrong with BVS to even get to what's wrong with Justice League here. So, whatever. Batman's an idiot, wants to fight Superman. Superman's also an idiot, so they're going to fight together or whatever. And then you have Lex Luthor, who's also like, oh wait. And then, Superman kills Zod in the end of Man of Steel. But for some fucking reason, Zod's spaceship is still in Metropolis. Superman did not move it anywhere. Could have easily threw that shit in the Arctic, or, put it, hey, alien technology is bad. Let me put this away from the fucking humans. No, it's still there. And then you have Lex Luthor who's like, I want to go in there and use the weapons for military shit or a generic villain plot or whatever, right? And then he bribes whoever with like, what was it? Fucking the most cringe product placement ever. It was Jolly Ranchers or whatever. I don't even. Here's a Jolly Rancher. Here. And it's like, oh my, what is this? What happened to it? Oh my god, dude. It's almost Power Rangers 2017 bad, the product placement right there. But it's fucking stupid. Whatever though. Anyways though, so yeah, like Zod's ship is still in Metropolis. Lex Luthor wants to use it, and then like gets access to it eventually, and then like takes Zod's DNA and creates. I don't even know how this even makes any sense here, but apparently Zod's DNA fused with bullshit science creates Doomsday, which okay, whatever the fuck. But going back here though, I'm trying to think of how this all happens here. Okay, so Lex Luthor's an idiot. The science of how Doomsday is formed also doesn't make any sense. Why the ship is even still there? Like, Superman should not... Hello, IQ, turn on, brain, function here. Move the fucking ship. It's clearly dangerous. It's just like, oh my god, dude. So it's so... It's so stupid, right? So it's like at this point, the illogical fallacies are so rampant that you're like, okay, Batman would not be the stupid, Superman wouldn't be the stupid, and Lex Luthor's also not the stupid. So they're all just butting heads against a wall endlessly until the plot happens, and then you get to the part where, so then, like, again, Batman and Superman both fighting over a stupid fucking reason, and then it's resolved because both their mother's name is Martha. Batman calls out Martha, and Superman feels touched by that, and then that resolves that thing, and now they're together. By the way, they only fight for like 10 minutes in the entire film, by the way. The whole thing of them fighting happens, and then that resolves, now they're buddy-buddy, and the film is almost at a climax. The film's done, and then the film starts over again. It feels like a third act climax, but it just like continues on further with a fourth act or an act 1 part 2 or some shit like that. I don't even know what they can call it. Where they go into further here, and they gotta so because Lex Luthor created this bullshit Doomsday thing, because we gotta throw something at the screen in order to have enough, fucks to give, in order to have Superman, Batman, and a mysterious third person all go fight them. While that's happening here, the film comes to a complete halt when Mysterious Woman, who's not Wonder Woman because we don't know that yet, we're not supposed to know that yet anyway, hacks into I guess Bruce Wayne's computer or whatever and the film completely stops to like market to you that Justice League is gonna happen. The film completely stops to show you, a pretty much a mashup trailer of here's Cyborg, here's Aquaman, here's the Flash, and it's like, this is like, it's so badly done, so shoehorned in. It's like, fucking hell, dude. It's like, really, like you couldn't like is your dick that hot in the pants you can't wait to like just come everywhere? You gotta like let us know like right now it's gonna happen. It's so bad. It's so bad I can't make it up. Like you have to like watch that film to see like how it just completely stops to do that. And again, I know I'm still ranting on BVS here, but I'm getting to Justice League. I have to talk about all this stupid shit here because it all carries into Justice League at this point. So you get ham-fisted that, and then we'll fast forward down because I'm being too thorough at this point. That happens, whatever, and then then they get into the battle where it's like it's Batman and Superman trying to fight Doomsday, and which by the way is just another like it looks like a generic CGI blob abomination. You're just like, oh, I'm so fucking done with this CGI solving every problem in the fucking world at this point. So and then out of nowhere Wonder Woman appears, and you're just like, oh, And the problem here with the Wonder Woman reveal, which I'm sure you all have seen at this point, is that the film is clearly structured to where you're supposed to not know that Wonder Woman's going to be in this movie. But like it's like Company One made the film, and then the marketing department made the trailer. Like they were like, yeah, we're gonna make Wonder Woman a secret. We're gonna like tease it. It's gonna be epic. People are gonna love that shit. And they're all like, oh, cool. We're gonna take that and we're gonna use it for marketing because we really want to have women come to our film and whatnot. And it was like, so like, and as you saw the trailer, like it reveals way too much. You see all that. So when she comes, you're not blown away because you were pre-blown in the fucking trailer. And it's like another thing that you were just like, well, that would have been cool if I could have been like, blown away in the first screening here. So, whatever. So now you got Doomsday, which, again, in my opinion, Doomsday should have been a villain reserved for, like, a Superman solo film, maybe even the finale trilogy solo film. Like, that should be a big boy, like a big boy villain. It's like pissing out Venom on the first Spider-Man film, to give you an idea. Like, Doomsday should have been, like, a way later villain. Like, you piss that out and you're in the second or 1.5 film in the DCEU, and it's like, really? Like, Can you tuck in your dick a little bit? Can you give me a little bit of scale? That way we build up the things. You just want to like throw out the biggest thing you can right now. But anyways, though, you gotta have something powerful enough for that's gonna give Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman a match to fight. So you gotta do all that, right? So they all fight, and then Superman, I don't know, or oh my god, there's another dumb thing here too. It's whenever Lois Lane or Amy Adams or whatever you want to call her throws the kryptonite scepter in the water. It's like, it's so fucking stupid. Like. They show a shot, and this is like so mind-numbingly dumb. I don't even get okay. If you think me smart, if you think that Batman, me smart, and dumbass Superman, me smart, and Lex Luthor, I think they're all fucking dumb, hitting heads against the wall. Amy Adams is like fucking negative IQ, like kryptonite scepter. This is probably gonna be useful at some point. Let me just throw it in the fucking water. And it's like they show the shot. It's not gonna happen off camera. Like they show it on camera, and then like she creates her own plot device at that point. And then oh shit, we need that. Oh me stupid. And then hops in the water and then fucking drowns. And then that causes Superman to have to go save her. It's just the dumbest shit in the world. Like I'm sitting here punching myself. Like who wrote this movie? It's so fucking dumb. But whatever though, and then I don't know. Shit happens at the very end. I'm bored of everyone fighting. There's shit happening everywhere, or there's like shit being destroyed everywhere, and it doesn't. I feel nothing because everyone's a fucking idiot. And then finally, Superman does the YOLO and like kills himself in order to, or I think he stabs himself in order to stab Doomsday, which kills Doomsday too. So Superman's dead. And your first time seeing that movie, you're just like, what? Really? Wait. Really? You're gonna kill Superman? Really? Like everyone here is thinking in the first screening of that film that okay, Superman is gonna do they're gonna do like a thing. He's gonna come back. It's gonna be like dead for 10 minutes or whatever. And like, holy shit, dude! It just doesn't. It doesn't. You're just like you're worried, you're wondering, and then you're like, no. And the film ends. Like the film ends, and they're in the graveyard. It's Batman and it's Wonder Woman. They're both talking about how we need to create a league because shit's getting crazy out here right now. And what the fuck to do and whatnot. And yeah, Superman remains dead. So you have Man of Steel, and then you have this film, which is doing like 5 things at once. You have a film right here that, first off, Man of Steel like is one film. So you've introduced Clark Kent, you've introduced him, you introduced Superman, but like there's still so much like that's the film that's doing an origin story. You have not yet done like a film where you can go into the dimensions of Superman and like really, there's a reason why people really feel Smallville, because it's a great series. Like, it just takes its time really showing off a bunch of shit. And here, though, again, the origin story film has a lot of shit to take care of and do on its, like, mandatory tasks. You must care and know about the character to be invested in the action that's going to happen on screen. And then, like, the second film. This is the reason why Spider-Man 2, 2004, you enjoy more than Spider-Man 1, because Spider-Man 1 is, like, bogged down, introducing all this bullshit about New York City and Peter Parker and getting the spider bit and him being a nerd and then him getting the powers and him dealing with a low stakes villain or whatever. Spider-Man 2 is already Peter Parker. He's already got the shit. We can just go into the dimensions of being Spider-Man at that point. That's why the film shines more, because it's meant to, because it doesn't have to do all that bullshit. Now would be the time to make a Superman film, solo film, and just show off all the bullshit about him from the first minute being motherfucking Superman. No, Spider-Man 1's great. I'm just meant that you like Spider-Man 2 more in general. Anyways, though, right? So, That's what you should do. Problem here is DC has got their fucking dick in the blender or whatever you want to call it. They're fucking some kind of socket or whatever. They want to get up their knock off somehow. And you're having film BVS where you have to introduce, Gotham. You have to introduce Batman. You have to introduce Bruce Wayne. You have to introduce Lex Luthor. You have to introduce Wonder Woman. You're introducing the other components of the Justice League. And you're killing, and Batman and Superman must fight with their conflict, resolve it, and Superman dies? All that in the same motherfucking film? Are you serious? Like, are you high? Like, you can't... 9 things in one movie? Like, how much... What more do you want in there? You might as well, like, oh my god, it's so fucking stupid, right? That sounds stupid on paper, but that's what actually happens in the film. So, like, in the same hour... Batman and Superman's 1 hour build of conflict solves over a bullshit reason. They fight for 10 minutes total. Wonder Woman's introduced and revealed in fights. Doomsday, badass villain happens. Superman dies, remains dead, and Justice League was now needed. Like, all of that happens in, like, roughly an hour. Maybe a little over an hour. And it's like, oh my god, dudes. It's so now you understand where I'm coming from with Batman v Superman. Now we can get into, the shit stain that is Justice League now. So because I was so tilted off of BVS is why I was like, wow, you can't fix this. Like what in the actual fuck? What can you even do here? The only thing you can do is Flashpoint and like reboot everything because this is a pile of horseshit, I guess. But with Justice League, what you're looking at now is you have to go from that and move forward, right? Okay, so now you know all that. Now you know where I'm coming from. You know where we're going to get into now. So let's go ahead and continue the rants here, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of Justice League, and then we'll get into some spoiler talk and whatnot. All right, so that's what I meant by none of the motivations or reasons of BVS carry into this film, so it lacks foundation and logic and comprehension. So we all agree, at this point we can all agree here that, like, in BVS... no one makes any sense. Everyone's fucking stupid. I feel for no one because no one's behaving correctly at all. So that continues into this film because Batman's still an idiot and Superman's still dead. Even though okay, dead for how long? Like, you're not gonna like you. The problem here is no one bought it, dude. I can't feel like, okay, flip the script here. Let's say you kill Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. You don't buy it for a second. You know damn well you're not going to just kill him in Spider-Man 2. Like, it's too iconic of a character. Like, it's... And then, mind you, that Spider-Man, I think, is actually still a less-known hero universally, worldwide, than Superman. You're not going to kill Superman in your second film of what's obviously a tentpole for the DCEU and keep him dead. Like, it's such level 0 bait. You pulled that device once. You can't undo that. You killed Superman. I'm supposed to, like, feel for that one and then take you killing anyone else seriously ever again, too. No, like, this is... Actually, I think I made a section just for that, actually. I made a big fat rant about how irreparably stupid it is to kill Superman. Not any other villain. Sure, you can kill Batman would be less of a thing, but you killed Superman that early in your DCU. That... It's oh my god, dude. Anyways, we'll come back to that though. Ito, thank you for the sub, man. Glad to see you here. Oh wow. Well, this happened apparently. Holy shit. Once again, Queen Miko, who I have not yet had a chance to check out our stream, but gave me a very generous host. Thank you so much if you're here right now from that. Okay, so yeah, none of the logic makes any sense. So we got that right there. Let's move on to the next point here. Kid named Tran. Thank you for the sub, bro. All right, next point here. Everything moves too fast for character development. I kind of covered that already here, but so in the beginning of the film, start of the film, you have Batman and Wonder Woman agreeing that they need to make a league, and that's really about it. So you have oh, I can't move my words, can I? No, I can't. So you have, Batman, you have Wonder Woman at the beginning of the film, and you're already... And the problem here is the structure is so linear. It's like, it's brain dead rockets. It's brain dead... quick maths. 2 + 2 is 4. 4 - 1 is 3. Quick maths. You already know what it's going to be, right? So you already know that 3 people are going to come here right now. So In the film's literally just recruiting Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman. And we're going to get into all of them in a second here, don't worry. But, yeah, just like, when I tell you everything moves too fast, I want you to know that if you saw all the trailers for Justice League right now, that literally whatever you saw in the trailer for whenever Batman's talking to Flash and like, yeah, I need a league. Like, that's literally, like, the whole thing of Flash is like a fucking, maybe a 90-second scene. It's like, yeah, that's it. Just, yeah, he's in. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. No. Cool. Yeah. No, I'm cool. I'm in. I'm ready for it. Fuck it. Flash, you're in here. Your costume? Yeah, you already had it made. That's cool. No, you're a really smart nerd who just happens to already have that there for you. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, your origins that I would probably find intriguing. Yeah, no, it's cool. You do your action scenes now, and I'll care now because I'm being told to care, rather than knowing about you and thus being able to adapt stakes to you being in action scenes, so that no, it's cool. It's cool. No, it's cool. No, do it, bro. No big deal. Anyways, we're going on here. So yeah, everything moves too fast, character development, but we'll get into more of that later on. I'm sure I made a point about that later on. Due to all this, all events in the film feel inorganic and convenient. The villain appears, Justice League forms, all that. I haven't even gotten to the villain. I haven't gotten to Steppenwolf, which is like another problem right there too. But we'll get into that later on though. So we got that going right there. So yeah, that point happens. Let's move on to the next thing here. Steppenwolf looks terrible. Another CGI blob. Just was not really mesmerized by him at all. I don't know. Maybe y'all thought it looks cool. I thought it was like polished shit. Again, it kind of like reminds me of Abomination. Just another yawn CGI, whatever. Like, I was much more into, say, like, another, like, Loki, or even what's her face from the sister of Thor, the badass what you see in the trailer of Thor Ragnarok. I like them more as villains. I like my villains to be a little more, like... The problem is just, like, Steppenwolf is just, like, a powerful thing from another dimension who wants power, and he's like... Oh, God, he's so I'm evil because I'm evil. And it's like... Cool story, bro. I'm glad you're evil. Yawn. Anything else you got? Any depth, any ambition? Why do you want to conquer the world? We never even know. I think we never. Am I actually ever told why he wants to conquer the world? I don't even know. There's a point where there's like this big exposition dump, and I'm just like, God, why are you telling me? Oh yes, the 3 cubes are the life cubes, and they contain all the power in the world. And when they're combined, I'm able to do my thing and make the world my bitch. And it's like, why am I being told all this shit? Why not Resident fucking Sleeper Dude? Why not show this? Like, I feel like, why am I being thrown at this right now? It's just, oh my God. Evil for the sake of being evil, 100% that. So, yeah, just, and don't get me wrong here. I want to pause here again and say something real quick here. What I'm criticizing here is not immune to Marvel films. I have not done, it's just that, unlike Marvel films, the failure of DC films, I find interesting, and there's a lot here to talk about them comparatively. Marvel films, I can do the same thing here too. I can nitpick in and day out here, but it wouldn't be as interesting as a conversation, because one, you're going to see it anyway, so it doesn't even really matter, like, whether to talk about. Like, you already saw it, if you can sit here and circle jerk it, or not. But DC films, it's a little, like, there's an interesting discussion critically to be had about what's going wrong here, and I feel like there's not, a lot of y'all don't know exactly why you don't like that film, and I feel like I think I understand why I don't like it, so maybe if I tell you about it, you'll meet me halfway and think, okay, yeah, and that's why there's something off about BVS, but I didn't quite know what it was, and then I'm telling you all these things now, and you're like, oh yeah, it's all fucking stupid, you're right, no one makes any sense, and it's like, yeah, I agree with that. So, he looks terrible, totally disposable, etc., you got all that here. So, Steppenwolf himself is a generic villain with boring ambition. I put ambition. Take over the world, yeah, like they probably typed something at some point, and there was again a part where he's like he's voicing over, talking about the cubes and shit like that. But again, it was very, very, it's lazy writing. When you do self narration as world building, it's like the laziest thing you can fucking do. Like, think this way, right? If I gave you a test, an old school test, and it was like, read this passage, and I'm gonna quiz you on that passage, right? It feels like a test. You're stressed because it's like, okay, you're throwing me all these facts. I'm reading this 4-sentence paragraph, and then at the end of the questionnaire, it's like, okay, now, what how many apples did Billy have, or like what? It's like you're being quizzed to care about all this shit rather than being immersed in the world. Like, seeing Steppenwolf's homeworld, where he came from, why he came here, how the portal works, what his ambitions are, why he wants the cubes, how the cubes were formed, why the cubes are in the first place. Like, it's I mean, again, to be fair, the cubes were explained, like, well, they were explained like why they are where they are because they want to hide them from people like him. But like, you don't know anything about him other than he's fucking evil. It's like, you can't be bothered to develop the villain at all. Just know that he's evil and that these vaguely defined powerful cubes can do shit. And it's like, ugh, it's so fucking lazy. So yeah, shit writing. Fuck this. Go on. Moving on here. Oh, and unlike Avengers, though, where there was, like, one cube that Loki was fucking with, here there's 3 cubes, too. I don't know if that's a thing worth pointing out or not. Let's move on here, though. Okay, so now on a per character basis here, Cyborg feels rushed into what growth he experiences, and...
I'm just glad to see Flash as that nigga.
You already saw
Batman's a pussy.
You already
watched it, yeah.
Oh, that film was trash. You know it was trash.
It was.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, wait, I'm sorry.
Flash.
Hey, I'm sorry, wait, hang on, wait. I'm sorry, one more time, Flash fanboy, one more time, sorry. What?
Flash was amazing.
No, Justice League was trash.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a good movie at all. I like Thor way better.
Why was Justice League bad to you? No pressure, it's like...
No, just like, I don't know, there was too much CGI, like it was too fake.
Okay.
But Flash was that, you know, electricity and fast and, you know.
Maybe he has spin off. Maybe he has his own solo film where I cared about him, not just told to care about him. Maybe it'd be a little better, but yeah, there you go. Like,
but, yeah.
There you go. Completely neutral dude bro right here just said that Justice League sucks ass too. So cool. Glad to hear that.
It kind of sucked to watch Thor first, you know. It's like, oh, watch Thor. Okay, Justice League beat it. I'm like, Thor's way better.
Yeah, like so. There you go. That reinforces what I'm getting into further here now.
Make sure you see Jalen, you're reminded that Batman looks like a bitch too. By the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get into that. Like total con. Anyways, clearly it was paid, right? Okay, so Cyborg feels rushed into what growth he experiences into joining the league. So yeah, out of your three newbies here, Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. Cyborg probably has the most screen time to develop his character, and it's just like, it's not good. It's just it suffers so hard to like. One, I think I covered this here too. There, Cyborg looks terrible in the film. I want y'all to know the actor is cool, sure, whatever, but Cyborg looks like shit. It looks like you know what's that shit in the chat right now? What's that thing that we had at TwitchCon? What's this red team, blue team? How you do it? How you do it? Blue what? Fuck, how you do this shit? What's the other one? How do you do the other one? Was it what? Yeah, that one. How do you do that one again? Green team. Okay, so red team, green team. See these right here? See those those shits? He looks like a walking fucking polygon. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. I can't overemphasize how bad it fucking looks. I am never convinced once that this is a cyborg walking around. It looks like just horse shit. It looks like an N64 walking polygon horse shit walking around. It looks so bad. It was so stupid. Anyway, so that aside here, so Cyborg gets some kind of accident due to I kind of don't remember honestly, but like the accident's never seen. You're just told about it and just backstory galore and supposed to care and he's all emotional, but it's like a character you just met like 5 minutes ago and you're supposed to like feel for the fact that he's like negligent to join the league and like when everyone's trying to complete to him and join the league is to her job and whatnot. Maruba, thank you for the 5 months. Glad to see you here. Yeah, it's just his guy. You're supposed to feel, but you're told so many things about the character, and then you fast forward into like empathy mode, and it's like it just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work that well. So he feels super rushed into the growth, but at least they tried with him comparatively. I got more here. Okay, so at least they try with him. Flash is like non-existent in terms of how he joins. It's laughable. It's like literally Batman shows up and is like, yeah, I I know you're something special because I saw the video trailer that Wonder Woman saw, or whatever. I know that you're superhuman or something like that. And then just, you know, whatever, throws the batarang at him and he catches it because he can move fast and whatnot. And then because he's like, and also I don't even like how he's portrayed here. I don't know how Flash actually is, but like here he's like just like this. It's almost genuine autism. Like, is he supposed to be like on the spectrum a little bit? Like, he's just like this like kind of lanky nerd millennial stereotype, and it's just like he's annoying. It's not cute. It's like it's a dumber Sheldon. That's what it feels like. It's like, no, this does not. You can't be this powerful and be this unlikable. I'm sorry. It's just, oh, dude, it's. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I know that sounds terrible, but I think it's supposed to be cute, I guess. I don't know, but like he's annoying. I don't like it. The one-liners suck. His thing sucks. He sucks. I'm sorry. He fucking blows. But whatever. Like, anyways, like Batman goes to his crib. He's like, yeah, I think I need you to save the world. And he's all like, okay, Batman. Yeah, I'll join your squad. Yeah, I love you, Batman. Yeah. Then they get in the fucking the Mercedes. I'm sorry, the Mercedes-Benz non-product placement supercar, and they just fucking jet off and whatnot. And like that whole scene lasts like 2 minutes, and that's it. Like, it's like this. Like, what was in that scene? I'm supposed to understand that there were some stakes put for Flash to say, yes, I'll join your team and risk my life saving the world, but like it never. It just. I can't, because I don't know his stakes. Like, you don't tell me anything. Like, it goes back to the film being a 2-part film, or even having like solo films prior to part 2, maybe, or something. I don't fucking know. But like, it just, yeah, like you don't feel anything because there was nothing defined the stakes in that entire sequence. Like, of course he'll join because you introduced him. He's one of like the 5 humans I've seen the film so fucking far. Which, by the way, is another thing too. This film is something really weird about this film. A lack of humans. There is like, you never feel like this is like a populated world. It's like only the important humans are shown, and the only family scene and trauma from the entire ordeal of the world at stake, because Steppenwolf is like one family. They cut back to one fucking family the whole movie. You never see Metropolis in peril. I mean, it's implied that they evacuated or whatever, because whatever, plot holes or whatever the fuck. But like there's, you never feel like you're in an actually populated place. It's just it's a one thing full of main characters who exist, and there's like nothing else there. It doesn't feel like an organic place. You're in scenes, you're in set pieces, but you're not in a universe. They don't feel connected. Even like compare what happens here to like any scene at the end of Age of Ultron, where you see like clearly a fuck ton of people at peril. Compare this to like the scene in the beginning of was it Civil War, where Black Panther's whole council's at the United Nations panel. Like, there is establishing shots going on there. There are people there. Like, you never see crowd shots of anything ever happen around here. It's always like CGI blob versus other shit, and other shit getting fucked up and whatnot. It's like a very exhausting, minimal influence thing here. So it's just like, not.
Apparently an enormous amount of scenes from the trailers were cut out. People are saying the film feels like a result of studio meddling, cutting out a shitload to meet under 2 hours requirement, hence the rushed feeling too. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, no, and we've cut it a little bit further here, but yeah, I'll get back to the structure of the film in a second here, because we're actually running out of we're getting to that point. Actually, we're almost done with the rant now. Well, we're almost done with the rant, should I say? But thank you for the insight there, boy. So yeah, Flash joins, and it's laughable. It's a joke. You're just like, okay, whatever. We're just at this point, I get it now. It's not even about, okay, so I can tolerate a film that I know it's very linear, and I get the whole structure here. I can tolerate a film where, okay, I know Batman and Wonder Woman are going to eventually recruit Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. I can live with that. It's going to be predictable as fuck, but I can live with it, right? But even then, for me to tolerate the linearness of the whole film, I would need to like see how they are recruited be interesting, and even that's rushed. How Flash joins, boring as hell. One scene, nothing happens. The end. How Cyborg joins, like again, you don't feel because you're just told a bunch of shit, so nothing gets to organically happen. How Aquaman joins, it's a fucking. Oh, I'm actually into him right now. So Aquaman feels one-dimensional, looks cool, but is almost a tsundere type. He's all like moody and cold to Batman, and then just out of nowhere because, whew, and I'm gonna get in here a second here. Let me pause out in there because I'm gonna go to this point right now. Atlanteans feel so out of nowhere in this film. Holy fuck, the exposition dump when having the moment where Aquaman joins is numbing. Okay, so yeah, you know, BVS happens, and you're like, all right, cool, whatever. There's sure, Batman exists now. Retconned it into where Superman now exists. All right, cool, whatever, no big deal. Okay, Wonder Woman exists, and that's cool because she had a solo film that comprehensively explained the Amazonians and their world and how it's connected to our world and whatever else. So she's actually covered because she got a solo film to establish that shit. But then, like, in this film, like, out of nowhere, oh, by the way, Atlanteans exist. Oh, by the way, Atlantis exists. Oh, by the way, yeah, there's a fucking water city and shit happens there. And then also, by the way, whenever Aquaman doesn't want to join the team, here's the chick from Atlantis who's gonna give him like the fattest exposition dump ever. Hey, Aquaman, you remember all that, the time that you inherited the throne and that my family this and that you did that, but you didn't do that because I'm telling you about it right now, literally, so you need to, like, do that for the Justice League because I told you to? And it's like, who are you, one, and are you really listening? Just like, you're really gonna sit here and do an A camera, B camera conversation to just over words explain the importance of Atlantis and Aquaman's legacy and why he's joining a team? Like really? Like, you're not gonna, like, show? Oh, dude, it's yeah, it's bad. It's just like, you don't give a fuck. You're like, all right, you know what? You know he's gonna say yes to it. It's just like, it's so fucking lame, and we just move on from there. So yeah, by the way, Atlanteans exist. By the way, Atlantis exists. By the way, he's one of them. By the way, he has a whole backstory that we're getting, like, ham-fisted into so hard here, I can't even keep up with the shit right now. Like, what even was the lore? I didn't pay attention at that point. And also, yeah, he's like, I'm a hard ass. Yeah, fuck you, Batman. And then, like, that happens in just 180s into, like, okay, I love Batman now, yay, and then just gets on the team and goes. Like, it's such a 180 bullshit, I can't even keep up with it. He looks neat, though, but, like, yeah, like, that doesn't save him at all from being fucking stupid. And then, here's the part that really hurts, man. Is that, okay, so the film, again, makes no sense because the BVS logic is still carrying over here. You know, they're all fucking idiots. Ooh, almost. Oh, fuck. Okay. BVS. Whoops. Hope you didn't see that there, buddy. Sorry about that if you saw that. So the plot, it's, like, mind-numbingly stupid. Everyone's an idiot, still, ultimately. So you would think, okay, well, the positive here is that at least the fighting is good to watch. And my answer there is no, even the fighting is not good. I'm sorry. It's a beautifully shot film. The director of cinematography, whoever Zack Snyder's B unit team is, they did a great job. The film looks great, but the fights are not interesting. And I'll get into that and the positives here in a second here, but okay. When super beings fight, my reading's right here now, scope for relatable tension is needed, right? Like, you are not a superhuman yourself, chat. So whenever you see superhumans fight, it's like, you need, like, there's a reason why Goku versus Vegeta Saiyan Saga, that fight is so epic. Because, like, it's so well-paced and very relatable. Like, the tension, the build-up, there's, like, so much communicated over how much Vegeta is struggling against Kaioken times 4, and how Goku's about to push his body to the fucking limit and about to literally burst and die. Like, it's a brilliant fight, and that's why, and very few fights have that same scale comparatively later in DBZ. But that's a different thing, though, entirely. Point is, whenever superhumans gotta fight, you need relatable tension for it to be defined stakes. So when two classes of CGI fight, I can't feel or relate or care. Most of the fights are boring because of this, honestly. Like, whenever it's, I don't know, fucking Zoom Fast Flash versus generic CGI blob that fucking Steppenwolf summons, you don't give a fuck about it. Because you know all the CGI blobs are gonna get killed anyway. Like, there's like, they didn't even if it doesn't have a name, then it doesn't have stakes that it can be killed. So it's gonna get killed. They're gonna push the stakes to bullshit ratio is so high with these cinematic universes because you have to, the main character must live. Like, you know, so you never feel stakes whenever things are going to die because you know if it's an unnamed villain or a villain with minimal screen time, oh, it's gonna fucking die for sure. There's no like the tension's already at minimal at this point anyway. And then when it's like the throwaway bugs everywhere, like the little CGI bleh, bugs, like you're not all gonna fucking die. You don't give a shit about any of that. And there's so much of that. It's the same fucking problem from Suicide Squad. When the Suicide Squad fights literally generic CGI blobs, how many fucks can you give when you don't have a fucking name? I'm telling you, it can be nameless and be, you know, important. But point is, like, I'm giving you a general idea of what is the problem there with that by showing you that nameless things get killed all fucking time. So it's just a fucking mess, right? So you know all that, and that's why the fights are really boring. Like, Superman fights something, I find it boring. When Batman fights something, I find it boring. All this, and to me, I look at a lot, I'm like, okay, this is all just green screen, I can tell. Like, it's like, nothing feels grounded or practical for, like, small, minuscule reasons. And there's a lot of, like, bullshit with, like, the recoloring here. Like, I feel like, and I'm gonna get this later on here, I feel like oh, wait, spoiler. Okay, so in spoilers, I'm gonna get into a little bit more about the coloring thing. There's something that really threw me off in spoilers here about that. Is this better than Suicide Squad? Yes. Technically, yes. But I don't think it's worth seeing still, because that doesn't make it, like, worth seeing. Suicide Squad was, like, boiled moose piss put in a jar that you can smell from 4 miles away. This is just, I don't know, like, canned moose piss that you can just barf against if you drink it regularly. Yeah, like, it's like comparing, I don't know, an STD to, like, getting your nuts chopped off. But they both suck, dude. What are you gonna say? They're both bad. So, dude, I'm sorry. That's what it is. The film is hot garbage. So yeah, the fights are fucking boring. So now, okay, let me just fucking enter our way down here. Okay, go back up here. Can I do this? All the way down. Okay. So, I've been really negative for a really long time here. Let's get into the positives, all right? So, the positives are, there is one fight I enjoyed, and that, actually, wait, you know what? We are now entering spoilers. You're still here. You probably don't give a shit because the film sucks ass anyway. But if you are here right now, I am now getting into spoilers. Sorry if you already read that earlier. I apologize there. I did it wrong. But spoilers starting now. And 3, 2, 1, fuck you. Okay, cool. All right, so positives here are that I did enjoy one fight scene, and that was the Amazonians versus Steppenwolf. It's actually a fantastic fight because guess what? The Amazonians are not broken tier uber heroes who can just, like, superpower their way into every fucking problem ever, and they are grounded with their solution, so it feels really fucking epic whenever they're doing shit. I can relate to the tension that they're going through because it's not like it's actually defined properly in that film. Stop Steppenwolf from getting the cube, and they're all, like, using their fucking badass bow and arrows, and there's, like, this fucking sick-ass YOLO fucking, like, I'm gonna fucking lasso that motherfucker and get that shit to fucking tie an arrow to this bitch and fucking fire that shit over there and get it to her and fucking chunk it back over here to you. It's like look at the most badass Hail Mary play in a football game, but redone for fucking the film. It's so awesome. Like, it's easily the best thing in the film, and it's so good. If you saw the film, you know what I'm talking about. You know that shit was, like, A1 banger. Bravo on that one. But that's just one thing here. So now we're at the point here. Spoiler. Okay, what was the spoiler here? Oh, okay, right. All right. So now we're at the other positive here is it's a pretty big spoiler. So I guess now I need your consent, Chad. Are we ready to talk about the spoilers in the film? Or what? Do I vote yeah or vote nay? Do you want to hear spoilers? Do you care about the film? Are you here to whatever? Like, vote yeah, vote nay. Because honestly, I get it. If you enthusiastic consent, fuck me, daddy. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so here we go, y'all. It is time. All right. So now we're in spoilers. All right. All right, let's fucking go. So, spoilers, plot twist. Guess what? Superman comes back from the dead, and it's so fucking stupid. You feel twice over insulted that it was a device used previously in BVS. Yes, we're talking about it. We're talking about Superman dies in BVS and then comes back in Justice League, and it's so mind-numbingly dumb. It's so like, okay. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Okay, so what happens is, there's a point where the Justice League's assembled and they fight Steppenwolf, and Steppenwolf like kicks all their asses, and then it's like, all right, you're all wasting my time because I could be getting my third. He's trying to get all the cubes, right? He wants all 3 cubes to assemble the whatever the fuck to do to take over the world. Literally, it sounds generic as hell, but it's actually what's happening here. Literally, I want my 3 cubes to take over the world, and that's really it, right? So he encounters them when he has 2 of them. They have the. I'm sorry, let me go back here. The 3 cubes. What's important about them is that one was buried in the Amazonians world, one was buried in Atlantis, and then one's buried on Earth, where both parties would have a neutral caring of it or something like that, right? Very convenient. And at first, he goes to Wonder Woman's world, the Amazonians world, and takes her cube. Badass fight scene happens, and then he gets that one. He gets out there easily, no big deal. He's really powerful, etc. And then I don't even remember this part. He gets the Atlantis one somehow. I forgot how that happens, but it happens. And then finally, the third one on Earth is the last one he needs to get to or whatever. No. He gets the one on Earth, and then the one in Atlantis is being guarded by Aquaman, who then takes it and is like, all right, I have to add the last one. He has to kill before he gets it or whatever, right? So whenever he has like 1 or 2 cubes, I forget exactly how many he has at this point. Eventually the leagues form, they all fight, he kicks all their asses, they all can't handle him or whatever, and he like pieces out or whatever, right? So then the Justice League defeated, sad, clearly second actor of the movie where it's just like all hope is dead because Superman's dead or whatever. They're all like, mind you, by the way, this is not hinted at all. This is not built up at all. It's so fucking random. Cyborg's all like, hey, wait a minute. What if we use the Cube of Life and, like, bring back Superman? And then one of them's all like, no, that's not natural. I don't believe in that. That's a crazy idea. We shouldn't fucking do that. And, like, Cyborg's idea to bring back Superman using the Cube of Life is such a, like, it's literally like a, we haven't tried that yet. Like, it's a last minute, like, spontaneous idea that was like, it's not like a dramatic, like, I have an idea. I've been thinking I've been running simulations in my head for a while now, quantum mechanics here, and I'm thinking here, if we do this one clutch idea, it's like, if we try that idea, it'd be a pretty cool idea, it'd be pretty sweet, like it's so, how it's handled tone-wise is so comical, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Well, anyways, though, so it's just the idea very nonchalantly, and they're all like, okay, whatever. And then Wonder Woman's all like mad about it, doesn't want to do it. And Batman's all like, well, you want to fucking die? We gotta fucking do something here, shit. So then they agree to do it eventually after their bullshit debacle happens. And the idea here is that Flash's electricity, if it touches, let me think sure it's right here. I'm sorry. Once again, they all go inside Zod's ship again because Zod's ship's got some kind of thing in it to make the whole thing work out. So again, the ship that should not be in the fucking movie because Superman should have moved in the first place here, they go back to that ship again. Again, I'm already out the film at this point. I'm already like, this is too fucking stupid for me to even contain at this point. They go back to the ship. And the idea is, right, if we take the cube and it falls in the Zod water or whatever the fuck, at the same time that Flash's lightning bolts touch the shit, it'll cause... I'm sorry, go back here, I'm sorry. They go grave robbing, they grave rob Superman's grave, and, by the way, again, you're like, the whole, like, this is the problem too, okay, so, I forgot what's fucking happening here, so, they go grave rob Superman's grave, they never show they don't show breaking into the graveyard, they don't show the conflict of, like, addressing the tombstone. It's actually a very comical scene, actually, it's like, hey, we're in the graveyard, we're gonna dig up every... It's like Saturday morning cartoons, like, it's so fucking weird. They just go there, grave rob Superman's grave, which apparently had no security whatsoever, despite him being a complete figure of justice or whatever the fuck, and they fucking, It just I'm like wait what? And then it's already done. It's like you're questioning everything, and then it's already done. They grave robbed Superman. They put his body in the Zod water or whatever the fuck at Zod ship, which is still in fucking Metropolis for some fucking reason. And then the idea is drop the cube in the Zod water at the same time that Flash's electric bolts of lightning touches the surface, and it's going to cause some kind of scientific measure of bullshit that's unmeasurable in order for her to resurrect Superman. And it's like, wait, what? And then it happens, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then Flash fucking zooms in, and he does like one little bolt of lightning with the water, and then the cube happens, and then and it works out. Oh my god, the fucking science, and then Superman's resurrected, and he awakens here, and this is where it just gets mind-numbingly stupid. So he's resurrected now, but it's evil Superman, and I was like, oh my god, you can't do evil Superman, you can't do all of this shit and evil Superman in the same fucking film. You can't. No, you're not gonna do evil Superman. No, stop. You can't. He was in one motherfucking film. Stop. That should be its own film. What are you doing? So whatever. So he awakens. He's evil. He's like overwhelmed by his senses or whatever, and he immediately starts to like fight everyone. And there's this big scene on like right next to, I guess, what is now the broken statue of Superman or whatever. I don't know. They're like next to Zod or whatever the fuck. They all fight, and the problem here is that the fight, it all feels so weird because I was taken out because the film looks really, really weird. And what I mean by that is like there's like a lot of color correction going on here. Like the film would be more like a bouncy Crayola template, kind of be more like Marvel but be like DC too. So you get this very grave toned, this is probably the darkest the film gets. The film gets really dark when Superman is kicking all their asses and just blatantly beating the fuck out of them, like unmercifully. Like he literally holds up Batman by the jaws. Jaws should be fucking broken at this point. Just, so tell me, do you bleed? And just holding him so firm by the jaw. Like, it's so fucking dark. And it's got this awkward cartoon palette to it. It's so off-putting. It's like, BVS is so dark and broody. And then here it's all like sunlight out, and it's all like, it's really off-putting. And the color correction is really weird. Batman looks like Batman looks like a goddamn Power Ranger. It looks so fucking stupid. You have to see it. I don't know. And then there's a point where he punches the shit out of Wonder Woman in the same scene, and you can just tell that it's green screen. You're just like, wait, her feet move, but the ground did a thing that threw me out. It looks so fucking bad. It looks. I don't know how to tell you. It's so weird. When you see Wonder Woman's feet when she gets hit, it's like it doesn't move at all. And it's like, why was that a green screen? Why was that a prop? Why is the ground fake here too? What is your production level go better than my fucking stream? I got a green screen in the back here, it's put on the floor too. Like, what? So anyways, that's me kind of nitpicking there though. But yeah, so Superman's evil, kicking all their asses, and then so he's holding Superman by the jaw, ready to fucking literally crush his skull because he's so fucking powerful, right? And then he pages Alfred and tells Alfred, bring in the big gun. And then out of nowhere, fucking Batmobile pulls in with Alfred and Lois Lane. I'm talking like this motherfucker should be dead right now, but then 4 seconds later, with no explanation, conveniently, Lois Lane's in the fucking Batmobile with Alfred. She gets out. Clark, please remember me, and he's done. He's done being it. Was like, oh, Lois, I remember now, and that's it. Evil Superman's whole thing is resolved at that point. The death of Superman, that entire arc is done, and it was brought up again and resolved in the same fucking 10 minutes. I'm just like, I was so mad you did Evil Superman and then give it its own film. Now even more mad because you did a whole film with a year and a half of blue balling for a 10-minute resolve? Really? Really? Like, a producer read this script and said, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I'll feel that. It's such Super Saiyan 5 bullshit. I can't even, you think I'm making it up. If I told you a 10-year-old wrote the story on some Crayola sheets, you'd be like, yeah, it's a 10-year-old story, whatever. But that's what happens in the fucking film. It's fucking crazy. Now, with that in mind, back here, the whole point of me telling you all that was that the spoiler, or the positive here was that I liked what that moment conveys. I did feel, because it's a very powerful scene. I feel the hopelessness of Superman beating the shit out of all of them, and then when they turn around and it's him, holding Lois Lane and they're in the air and they fly back together to the fucking Kansas house or whatever. Like, whenever Superman comes back around, the craftsmanship of the scene holds, because I do feel for what happened there, but conceptually it's stupid as fuck. So I like it. I like what it made me feel, but I hate it. So yeah, that happened. Holy fuck, dude. So now you know all that happened. Desperate idea. It resolved in the same 10 minutes into status quo, which is again another pile of horse shit. Next thing here though. Oh yeah. The entire Superman scene looks awful with the recoloring. There's a point of green screening against Wonder Woman that's really off-putting. I went over that, but again, you can see the film if you want to see that. I do enjoy the intent behind the evil Superman scene with the execution of how it's all conveniently resolved to allow him to be AFK. Oh, right. So all that happens, and then at this point now, Superman's AFK because he's busy, resolving what should have happened in Superman 2, but is now happening in Justice League 1 or whatever. So he's him talking to Lois and back at the old house and, just looking all handsome and shirtless and whatnot. And meanwhile, these other 5 fucks are getting their ass kicked still by what's-his-face. And I forget why he's even not there helping them right away. But, it's so fun. Okay, Superman's busy talking to Lois Lane and not helping these fucks save the world literally? What? I don't know. So, but for whatever reason, shit happens that where conveniently Superman's gonna come in clutch to save the day, just like Goku, because that's how tension works, I guess. I don't know. Just what I don't know. Busy porking Lois, yeah, pretty much. On the note that Superman was a tragic misfire, that sort of has to sting for probably a few decades before that device can be used again. Right? Okay. So on that note, now that I'm done ranting about that here, all right, I go here now. So on that note, the death of Superman, that's something I want to get into here. The death of Superman is a tragic misfire that can't be undone. It's like episode 3. It's like episode 1. It's like episode 1. It's like Jar Jar Binks. It's like, I don't know, Howard the Duck. It's like Fan Four Stick. It's like, what else can I do here? It's, it's like TMNT or whatever. It's just, Superman is a symbol of hope, right? This is Superman's third iteration of being in cinema. Everyone knows Superman is a symbol of hope. He is, yes, it's difficult to adapt Superman because he was a product of the 30s, and now he has to be adapted for modern times. So it's kind of a very simple hero that must be defined through the context of the people around him for the whole film to work narratively, right? But the thing here, though, is that when you kill Superman, his whole thing is he's hope. Without him, you are hopeless. Because he's what can give you hope. He's what can kill and defeat everything else, right? When you kill Superman, that is probably your strongest plot device you're going to have relevant to the DC universe. When you kill Superman, what higher stakes can you create and define? Batman dies? Okay, we got Superman. X person dies? Okay, we got Superman. You kill Superman. That should be a thing that you don't even consider touching until the peak of your final solo Superman film. Because you can't top that. You created the highest stakes here. It just doesn't make any sense. It's so... But the problem here now, though, is that this was done. And this puts people in a really bad position here. Because it's like... this would be like killing Goku in fucking Saiyan Saga and then continue with Namek. You just will come back eventually. It's fucking horseshit. It's stupid as hell. But the problem here now is that when you kill Superman, stakes are non-existent now. So it's all out the window because like you bring him back, and then you brought him back wasn't even satisfying. It was stupid as hell. But then that like think about it, right? When the whole DCEU is done or whatever, and there's gonna be like a reboot, whatever you want to call it, like people are gonna think back here, like even a decade from now, it'll be like, yeah, they killed Superman, like they did that. So like the reboot is gonna have to like deal with the baggage of what this shit fucking did. It's so fucking stupid. So I honestly do think that a few decades from now will be before you can even like actually take seriously Superman ever being in peril or dying ever again, because they used that powerful device. And it's like, what even? Like, what? It's so stupid. I don't know. It's. I wish I could go in further. I don't know how else to even reword this other than tell you just it's that terrible. They did it. They ruined you. The writers put themselves in a corner, and nothing else they can really do at this point. So yeah, goddamn DC and WB. I don't know, but so. Once again, I want to take a second here and thank everyone here. 3,600 of y'all stood around and watched an angry black guy rant about how shit Justice League was. And I want y'all to know, sincerely, I appreciate that. So, we're not done yet, though. There is one final thing before I get to this rant done here to talk about, and that is the post-credit scene. So, try hard in chat if you enjoyed this rant so far, because we got one last thing left. I know I've taken that dagger... and I've hit you pretty hard here. But before I get to the final part, before I get to the post-credit scene, I want y'all to know, once again here, I don't hate DC. I don't fanboy about Marvel. I'm actually neutral. I am neither a Marvel fanboy nor a DC fanboy. I honestly want DC to succeed. I'm not here hoping DC fails. It's just that it's unfortunate that there's these what decisions are made here seem so corporate mandated and are so short-sighted for short-term profit and not long-term thing. Every action scene involving these guys here seems like a giant like pose up to show you how cool they are, what they can do. That way it can be merchandised. Oh, Cyborg flies. Oh, Cyborg can hack cybernetics. Oh, Aquaman's not a total pussy. Oh, Flash runs fast. Like all that is shown. I feel and it's like money shots, dude. It's like dick pics. Or like fucking Call of Duty montages. It's like nothing is ever like shown for. I feel like storytelling mechanics. All just done because like yeah, I'm flexing. What's up? For merchandising, I feel like it feels so inorganic. I can go in further here, but god fucking damn, dude, it's crazy. So I like both. I want both to succeed. I know DC animated films are better, but we're not talking about that though. We're talking about what is meant to be the template right now. These things, right? So with that in mind, here there is one. Just want to write that here again. I want DC to succeed. I don't know what can be done now because like we live in a world now where this is they are keeping to this. So here we are now. All right. So here we go, y'all. Post credit scene. The post-credit scene is cringe as fuck. So what happens here is, if you recall the end of Oh, you know what? Let me just... Alright, so... What happens here is, if you recall the end of Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor gets locked into some kind of prison, jail, insane asylum, whatever, and he's all like, Superman... The bells are ringing. Ring ding 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 ring ding 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 ding. Like it's like a really like creepy thing, but it's supposed to be creepy, but it's just like awkward because Jesse Eisenberg's casting as Lex Luthor is like really really off-putting to me. But whatever, you already knew that, not a big deal. Point is, it ends with him in jail. So post-credit scene, cut back to the same jail / prison he's at, right? And guess what? You see a you turn around, or from the rear view, you see a lanky, bald person in the cell alone, and the guard's all like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to come see Luthor. I'm gonna come beat that ass if you don't come see, and get out your cell or whatever." Turns around to reveal it's not Lex Luthor. It's just some old guy who looks like him from the back, right? So Lex Luthor escaped. Now it cuts to Lex Luthor on a yacht, talking to Deathstroke. Completely with like his two swords, like it's just completely in costume, just like it looks so comically out of place in the context right now. It's like, wait, what? Where did you come from? And then cue scene here. So I see Soups has a league now. So you know what that means, right? What? It's wasting my time. Oh, I'm not here to waste your time. My time's valuable too, actually. It means, boom, 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 we have to start our own league. And the movie ends. Like, they tease the League of Doom, or the Evil League or whatever. And the problem here is that, okay, so, one is, it's that, I wish I could make that, like, sound better, but it's really that stupid. So yes, Superman threw him in jail, and then we're gonna gloss over how he escapes because clearly he's a fucking lunatic. He caused all the bullshit plot that happened in BVS. He caused Doomsday. He should be probably killed or like severely jailed, like fucking 100 stories short. Like look how Loki. Look how you handle Loki in Avengers 1 compared to how you handle... You just put him in a fucking regular normie-ass prison? Wait, what? No, it's so fucking stupid. But you just gloss over how he escapes. How does he escape? I don't know. It's not important. Because the plot's important. Move on to the next thing here. And then he's already out. It's just like... And then Deathstroke, again, introduced out of nowhere. Just like super random... I'm sorry, Deathstroke, or a.k.a. Slade, if you want to prefer to hear him as that way. Like, just out of nowhere, and just like... What? I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm tired of ranting now. So there you go, y'all. Justice League happened. It's a hot pile of shit. The film it sucks. It's unsatisfying. It feels super inorganic. You feel like you're being told shit. You're being told shit's happening and why it's important, but you never are invested in it. The film's a hot fucking mess, and it's a unique mess because it all comes down to the fact that it should have been a 2-part film. You're right. It's clearly 2 films of plot thrown into one, shortened to 2 hours, and I'm sorry. Green Lanterns are teased, but it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. Like you see them in one flashback cutscene, it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, by the way, that whole remember that crazy part of Batman v Superman where like the Flash warns Batman? Yeah. Completely not referenced here. The nightmare sequence and the Flash telling Batman whatever he said in that one scene. Yeah, zero reference here. No payoff for that whatsoever yet. Like, just I don't know, man. It is a fucking mess, dude. Go see it if you are curious. See what a train wreck looks like, but it's not worth seeing. It really isn't. Even doing this rant now, it's fun to do this rant for y'all because I feel like that it for all my new viewers, it gives something to experience, whether you can see a different side of me and whatnot. But it's not a film worth seeing, dude. It's go see Thor instead, or go watch, I don't know, like go watch Superman 1 and 2. Go watch Batman Begins or Dark Knight again. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know what to even say, really. Wonder Woman 2 will probably be a good film. Wonder Woman 1, I thought was above average, not a great film, but that's okay though. I do think Wonder Woman is worth seeing because of what is done right there, and I think it's important to let Hollywood know that representation does matter, and that having women in powerful roles and having women starring in films, and having women be able to carry their own films is a great thing, and having women filmmakers be more present. That way we're not dealing with this like male-oriented, male-dominated, male society where women are paid less and done. I know it sounds like a feminist thing here, but like it's real though. It's real. Women make less. Women are paid less. Women are not represented well because apparently there's some kind of crazy ass myth that women can't tentpole films because men don't want to see women in power because of fragile male egos or whatever fuck's going on there. So I think it's important. To make a stand there and make sure that Wonder Woman did succeed, and I'm happy it did. So I do think Wonder Woman was worth seeing. I don't think Justice League is worth seeing. I don't think you should contribute your money to letting this corporate mandated, merchandising driven shovel of horse shit run. It shouldn't even get away with this. This is cinematic murder. It's clearly a film that was it was run by marketing and the ideas of lots of money and not integrity of the characters at all. Like, once again, Batman's a fucking idiot. Superman's a fucking idiot. Wonder Woman's a stubborn idiot. They all behave bafflingly stupid, and Lex Luthor's also a fucking idiot. It's all stupid. You're not committed at all because no one behaves correctly here. It feels like a bad horror movie because everyone. Oh, you shouldn't go down there. Yeah, but if I go down there to the dark basement, that's where the plot device is. Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's too obvious. Don't go to the plot device. Or, well, fuck it. I'm going to the plot device. And then he goes down there and gets killed. And it's like, and then what do you fucking know? Well, great, bad horror movie. Good job. And it's like that's what it feels like. Everyone's an idiot. So there we go. Whew. All right, that was one. I did not think I was gonna do a rant for that long, but you know what? We did it. We did it, y'all. So the sunshine's over, or the rain clouds are over, and now we're back here at the very beginning. So I want to thank you all again. Thank you for joining the stream. Try hard in chat. Try hard and seems good in chat if you enjoyed that rant. If you enjoy that, I may look into doing more movie rants in general. I'm happy you enjoyed that.